Rappers who went broke in the stupidest ways. Lil Pump gonna be on here. Lil Pump gonna be on here. I don't know who's gonna be on here, but Sonny B2, one B2. So see what he's talking about. Let's see what he's talking about.
Before filing for bankruptcy, 50 Cent was spending $108,000 per month to rent an 18-bedroom mega mansion, while T-Pain's bankruptcy was so brutal that by the end of it, he had to borrow money just to buy Burger King.
Damn, 50 and T-Pain still like, what's going on? 50 and T-Pain still like, you know what I'm saying? Like.
However, let's begin by talking about DMX, who had to file for
RP. I did hear that DMX had a lot of legal issues, you know what I'm saying, and like bankruptcy issues.
Bankruptcy on 3 separate occasions as he couldn't afford child support. You see, DMX had 17 children with 11 different women, and almost every child resulted in some kind of lawsuit or
young boy Nick Cannon's inspiration. Damn, that's a lot of kids, bro.
Child support requirement. For example, DMX was sued for $1.5 million worth of child support in 2008 after a genetic test confirmed that he was the father of a previously unclaimed baby, which when combined with his declining music career, resulted in his first bankruptcy filing. 4 years later in 2012, DMX was sued by a different ex-partner for a further $1 million worth of child support, and a year after this lawsuit, he'd file for bankruptcy a second time. His third bankruptcy would occur in 2016, during which it would be discovered that DMX had...
I'm telling y'all, if y'all ever get bread, y'all just gotta be careful and like just saving it and making sure you don't spend your money on shit that's stupid, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, I feel like one thing about me, I'm really good at saving like money, you know what I'm saying? I don't spend my money on nothing too like crazy like that. Nothing that I don't really like will either help me make more money or food. Most of my money goes into food though, like most of my money goes into food, but like y'all gotta be careful out here. Bankruptcy is crazy.
Racked up a further $1.7 million worth of unpaid child and family support, which accompanied $950,000.
Child support is a bad system to be like. Child support is one of the worst systems in America, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta be careful with that too, you know what I'm
$1,000 in bank debt and $1.7 million worth of tax debt. Since he had $0 in his bank account, DMX was sentenced to 6 months in prison for the child support, a further year in prison for the unpaid taxes, and was also ordered to pay the government $2.29 million in restitution after he was released from his time behind bars. However, DMX never had the chance to pay the amount back in full, as he'd die in April 2021, and despite his extensive family tree.
Nigga, who the fuck was paying that shit back? Who was paying that back?
DMX never wrote a will, meaning that his family was still involved in money-related legal battles even after he was dead and buried. Tyga was...
That's so crazy that niggas will, like, even if you pass, like, niggas will still give all your loans or debts to your people. That's so crazy, bro. Like, that's crazy.
Certainly better at managing.
Damn, Tyga literally fell off and then came back. You know what I'm saying? And then now he don't really be doing shit like that. But like, Tyga did like fall off and come back on. That's one of the few rare cases I see of people doing that. But let's see how he got bankrupt.
Managing his child support payments, although he definitely had a weakness when it came to luxury spending. After cultivating his career as a successful rapper, Tyga's name entered news headlines after he'd purchased a $200,000 Mercedes Maybach for his girlfriend, while being $480,000 behind in rental payments on a luxury Malibu home. As a result,
10 months, can I get a refund?
Hey, fuck you, man. Fuck you, man. Make it 12 months next time, Tommy NFT. Make it 12 months next time. Tommy, what's up, man?
Tyga was sued by his landlord, although he'd failed to show up to court as he was on holiday in Turks and Caicos. Yet this situation wasn't the only example of Tyga spending big in one area while being financially behind in another. For example, in 2016, while shopping for a new Bentley, Tyga's Ferrari 458 was repossessed in the parking lot as Tyga hadn't been paying for the loan. Despite this, Tyga would go on to purchase another Mercedes Maybach, as well as a Land Rover, a Rolls-Royce Ghost, and a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, all of which were repossessed for non-payment, while he was seen looking at a brand new Lamborghini. In addition to this, Tyga was sued.
Is just a fucking bot. He's just a bot. Like, that's the shit. When I be talking about, like, not that I'm a financial advisor or nothing, but I know good enough damn well that, nigga, if you're already behind on payments, you do not need to be getting your girl a $200K whip, a fucking, and then 4 fucking cars that are like fucking expensive luxury ass cars. You do not need to be doing that. Taking loans and all that. Like, that was just some dumbass shit. And this nigga looking at a fucking, what is that, $1 million Lambo? Yeah, he's literally an idiot.
While he was seen looking at a brand new Lamborghini. In addition to this, Tyga was sued by a second landlord for $181,000 after once again missing rental payments in 2016, which was followed by a third property-related lawsuit in 2020, where Tyga had racked up over $200,000 in damages and unpaid rent on yet another rental property. It was then revealed that Tyga was being court-ordered to pay for $200,000 worth of unpaid jewelry, which accompanied the accusation by his ex-girlfriend Black China that he'd been missing child support payments.
Black China, please shut the fuck up. He shouldn't even put this in the video. Black China just be talking. I'm not gonna lie. Black China is sad. She should be on here, but she's not a rapper. She's just, I don't know, but she should be on here, my nigga. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And just to add a cherry on top of the cake, while all of this was going down, Tyga was in $890,000 worth of tax debt to the government. Despite all of this, Tyga is still seen flexing.
By the way, horrible fits for out of Tyga right here. I ain't gonna lie to you.
A lavish life on social media, which is a luxury unavailable to rap producer Scott Storch, who blew through $70 million in less than 3 years.
70? Scott Storch, isn't that Scott Storch? Right? I know some shit he produced. He produced a lot of shit for Trippy, like he taking a walk and all that. So do you think I wanna die? Yeah, cause my was suicide. Yeah, he produced. I heard some of his shit.
Scott had earned this money by producing for some of the biggest names in music, including Kanye West, Dr. Dre, and Jay-Z. Yet Scott Storch's insane net worth began to diminish after he'd purchased an insane supercar collection,
30 cars, including Bugattis and Ferraris and all that kind of stuff,
as well as a $10.5 million mansion where he housed more than 20 staff, including a boat captain, just in case he wanted to go out on his yacht.
Just in case. Bro was paying him just in case he felt like going on a boat. Just in case. Not even that he needed to, just in case. Just maybe. We might not even use him, but just in case we do, like, let's put him in the house.
The captain was on full-time staff?
Yeah.
In case you want to take the boat out?
Yeah.
And the boat was how many bedrooms?
7.
7-bedroom boat, worth about how much?
20 million.
20 million.
Scott went on to explain just how much this lifestyle was costing him.
My monthly overhead for my household employees was somewhere in the neighborhood of $1 million a month I was spending.
Chat, when I get money, if I really start acting like this, somebody please, like I really start acting like this where I'm like, yo, chat, I just copped 7 cars and 2 mansions. Somebody please slap the shit out of me before I get to this point of no return. If somehow I get like this nigga where I just buy 30 cars and 7 boats and 5 mansions and blow through $70 million, I need somebody to slap the shit out of me ASAP. I ain't gonna lie to you. This you already do. Okay, the joke is dead. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Head for my household employees was somewhere in the neighborhood of $1 million a month I was spending.
And that if he continued to work, there wouldn't have been any problems, although this isn't what he would do.
It went from me working and delivering to doing drugs and not going to the studio.
I just stopped working, and then I got depressed and jaded.
As mentioned, Scott stopped making music and instead began to get addicted to the nightlife in Miami. And with no money coming in plus $1 million a month going out, it was only going to be so long before Scott hit zero. By 2009, just 3 years after having a net worth of $70 million, Scott had filed for bankruptcy. 6 years later, Scott would file for bankruptcy a second time, claiming to have a grand total of $3,600 of assets to his name, $100 in cash, $500 in clothing, and a $3,000 watch. Most shocking, his music companies are valued at $0, and in 2014 he made a grand total of only $10,000. Throughout this hardship, Fat Joe was one of the 14, he made a grand total of only $10,000.
Yo, I know some Wendy's workers who make more than that, nigga. No shout out to Wendy's working, nigga. You know I used to work in customer service. Nigga, I made more than that at Panera, nigga, in a year. Damn. That's tough. That's tough.
$0, and in 2014 he made a grand total of only $10,000. Throughout this hardship, Fat Joe was one of the only rappers to keep their friendship with Scott, possibly because Fat Joe went through a similar situation himself. Fat Joe had earned $1.18 million in 2007, $1.28 million in 2008, $265,000 in 2009, and $630,000 in 2010. However, despite having made this $3.3 million in only 4 years, Fat Joe failed to pay pay taxes on it. He was able to come up with $718,000 and had also done extensive charity work. However, this wasn't enough to satisfy the judge, who sentenced Fat Joe to 4 months in prison. Despite taking personal responsibility for his actions by stating, "There was a lot going on in the years that I didn't file my taxes, but it was my responsibility," less than 4 years later, Fat Joe entered news headlines again after the IRS revealed that he still owed them
Yo, Josh, you cannot say that.
$1 million in taxes. However, this number was absolutely nothing in comparison to Fat Joe's friend Lil Kim, who owed almost 4 times.
Yo, Lil Kim has had a crazy, like, Lil Kim don't even look real no more, bro.
None of these niggas can beat the top G Andrew Tate bro, got billions on billions and still rich ASF free bro, he ain't do none, his sunglasses cost your net worth times 7, top arrow, 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 top
more, absolutely nothing in comparison to Fat Joe's friend Lil Kim, who owed almost 4 times more and became, quote, too poor to file for bankruptcy. Lil Kim wasn't nearly as successful as some of the other rappers featured on this list. However, this didn't stop her from purchasing a $2.3 million mansion back in 2002, notably with the help of a mortgage. Throughout the 2000s, Kim's music career slowed dramatically, and by 2018, Kim was filing for bankruptcy as she still owed the full $2 million on her property, despite the 16 years that had passed. In addition to this, Kim now owed $1.85 million to the government for 13 years worth of unpaid taxes, which accompanied a further $185,000 in unpaid legal fees. The bankruptcy became even worse after discovering that by 2018, Kim was earning a comparatively small $18,000 per month, of which $2,000 went to staff, another $2,000 went to clothing, and $10,000 went to travel fees.
Nigga, so she has 4K left.
Meaning she had less than $4,000 per month to dig herself out of $4 million worth of debt. Somehow Lil Kim managed to, quote, get her finances into good shape, and her bankruptcy filing was dismissed. However, MC Hammer wasn't quite so
Yeah, but MC Hammer is bald now? Damn. Yeah, MC Hammer dropped one song and fell off the face of the earth. Like, this is a tale from hell, bro. Like, MC Hammer is just like, you shouldn't do what this nigga did, bro.
lucky. Despite having the 5th best-selling hip-hop album of all time, which sold 17 million copies and featured songs such as You Can't Touch This, MC Hammer wasn't able to stay out of financial trouble. He bought more than 17 luxury cars, a private jet, 2 helicopters, and 21 racehorses. Some of the horses were valued at around $1 million.
Damn.
Most of his
You bought $1 million horses?
expenses, however, were on his home. He bought a property in Fremont, California for $12 million and spent another $30 million on renovations to turn it into his dream home. He added a bowling alley, basketball court, baseball field, recording studio, movie theater, 17-car garage, tennis courts, and 2 swimming pools to the 40,000 square foot mansion. One of the pools was shaped like his signature baggy pants that came to be known as Hammer Pants. He added several marble statues of himself throughout the property and installed a gold hot tub in his bedroom. And to keep everything running smoothly, he employed a staff of nearly 200 people on the property, which cost him an estimated $500,000 a month. Unsurprisingly, less than 5 years later, MC Hammer had filed for bankruptcy.
Is anybody surprised, bro? Because I'm not, bro.
At which point it had to be revealed that he hadn't only spent his entire $70 million fortune, but had also taken on a further $13 million in loans, which had been borrowed from over 200 different lending institutions. Despite having spent a total of $42 million on his California dream home, the property resold for only $6.5 million. However, if we're on the topic of expensive homes being
Birdman. You know what I'm saying? Damn.
Repossessed by the bank, we need to talk about Birdman.
How can it get worse than MC Hammer, bro? Yo, some of these rappers, bro, making terrible financial decisions. The only reason why Lil Pump isn't on here is because he didn't have enough years to go bankrupt yet. I'm not wishing that upon him, but just give it a couple years, bro. We'll be seeing bro on the next list.
And who's ranked as the 15th richest rapper in the world with a net worth of $110 million. But this is what makes Birdman's story unique. If he was worth over $100 million, why was his Miami mansion being repossessed by the bank for non-payment? Birdman had purchased the home back in 2012 for $14.5 million, yet by 2017, 2018, a foreclosure suit had been filed by the bank, and quote, all personal items within the home, including platinum records gracing the walls, a pool table, and dozens of pairs of shoes, were all confiscated and placed in storage. The mansion was eventually sold by the bank for $10.85 million in July 2020. However, Birdman's lawyer has come out to explain the foreclosure, stating that it was the result of illegal loan terms set by the bank, so perhaps take Birdman's bankruptcy with a grain of salt. However, there's no ambiguity around how T-Pain went broke, as he's now come on multiple podcasts to explain just how brutal his bankruptcy was. T-Pain had built up a net worth of over $40 million at his peak in 2007, with all of his closest rap friends advising him that as long as he kept rapping, the money would keep on coming.
Unfortunately, it don't work. It don't do that for nothing, bro. So why, when you do anything, you kind of just gotta save your money, stack your bread up, invest in what you gotta invest in, bro, and just not spend your money like a fucking dumbass, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll be good. But a lot of rappers, they don't do that. They just spend their money. They only take one step. They just spend their money, and that's it.
Everybody before.
Baby girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you. Let's get me a drink. I'm T-Pain. You know me.
For me that I.
As long as he kept rapping, the money would keep on coming in.
Everybody before me that I had to look up to, they were just like, no, this is great. Once you start rapping, it's good. Just
Is that W vocals? I think that was. W vocals.
money all the time. Nothing bad's ever gonna happen. Your family's not gonna come after you. Just rap, and it's just girls and swimming pools after this.
For this reason, his spending began to get out of control.
I bought my Bugatti.
You bought it for $2.1 million.
$2.1 million.
And then you, very shortly thereafter, you sold
Yo, Steve-O sounds like, Steve-O sounds like he's been on cigarettes for like at least like 5 decades, bro. Like,
$1 million.
Bro, Steve-O gonna have to get that whole joint in his throat in a couple years. Cause that's crazy how I forgot Steve-O even sounds like that.
$2.1 million.
And then you, very shortly thereafter, you sold it for, all they gave you was $800,000.
Yeah.
So it was like renting a car for $1.3 million.
Yeah.
With the purchase of his Bugatti accompanying a $400,000 chain and houses for his workmates.
I got this house I want to get. I got this other house for my assistants and, you know, all my runners and my producers.
Y'all niggas not getting houses from me. I just want this to be known now, nigga. I could barely try to get a house for me, my nigga. Like, fuck. Like, so everybody just get a house? Assistants getting houses? Like, who co-signed that? Who thought that was good ideas?
I got this other house for my assistants and, you know, all my runners and my producers and stuff. So we bought a house after that and we just started going crazy with the money. I wasn't paying attention to it.
Which was extra bad as T-Pain never even checked in on how much money he had.
I didn't want to know because I was led to believe that it's only gonna grow. Because these rappers told me that I'm just gonna make money forever. It's just gonna keep going up and up.
In the process, T-Pain began to create less music, and within a few years, his accountant was advising him that he was almost out of money.
My accountant was like, dude, you're like out of money. And I was like, no, I'm not.
And while T-Pain seemed confident that he had plenty of cash left, reality set in for him after he'd have to borrow money just to buy food.
When you say you was broke, you had like $0 broke?
I had to borrow money to get my kids Burger King.
What's the most you ever had in the bank at one time?
40 million.
However, T-Pain was lucky to get away with a loss of only 40 million.
Damn, where's my house? Yo, nigga, T-up. See, I don't want to be like that, nigga. He got to ask other people to get his kids Burger King. Basically, borrow money to get his kids Burger King. Damn, nigga. That's like bottom barrel, too, nigga. Like, can't even get them, like, good eats. You just got to get them Burger King. Like, and you have to ask money for Burger King. That's tough. That's tough.
Million, as the final person on our list makes this number look like loose change.
Yeah, 50's still up, though, so I'm really wondering how, like, I really wonder how 50, like, fumbled.
Bro think he Andrew Tate, down arrow, down arrow, down arrow, down arrow, down arrow. I need to shut up my bad Raya, skull.
Thank you for the $1, bro.
50 Cent. 50 didn't only release the 10th best-selling American hip-hop album of all time, but he also made over $100 million on a vitamin water investment, plus a further $78 million from a luxury underwear deal. In the late 2000s, 50 Cent made an estimated $300 million in only 2 years, so when he'd announced that he was filing for bankruptcy in mid-2015, with debts totaling over $32 million, the entire world was thinking the same thing. How did this happen? Well, after 50 Cent uploaded a sex tape with Rick Ross's girlfriend, 50 was successfully sued for $7 million, which accompanied another court order for 50 Cent to pay $17.
Hey, goes to show you, don't be doing that revenge shit, my nigga, or don't be doing, don't be releasing shit, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying, keep that shit to yourself, nigga, or delete this shit.
$15 million to a headphone manufacturer after one of their collabs went sour. 50 Cent's clothing company G-Unit Clothing then fell out of the spotlight, which accompanied the closing of his movie company G-Unit Productions, as well as his boxing company SMS Promotions. Throughout the whole process, the global financial crisis had taken a toll on the value of 50 Cent's investments, and by 2015 he was earning a comparatively small $185,000 per month. You could certainly argue that this was enough for 50 to get back on his feet. However, $108,000 of this monthly income was going toward an 18-bedroom mega mansion, while the remaining $77,000 was going toward menial expenses such as his gardener, with bankruptcy documents revealing that 50 Cent still owed money to his stylist, fitness coach, and even his barber. Despite this, he began to troll on social media with posts.
Thank you for the gifted. Appreciate you, man. That was a tier. He gifted a tier 2 sub, yo. W man. Yeah. Well, I don't know why he did this, bro.
Such as this fitness coach and even his. With bankruptcy documents revealing that 50 Cent still owed money to his stylist, fitness coach, and even his barber. Despite this, he began to troll on social media with posts such as this one, spelling out the word broke with $100 bills, and within 2 years, 50 Cent had paid back $23 million worth of his $32 million debt. 50 Cent eventually got back to zero, and according to Google, has built up a net worth of $40 million over the last 5 years.
Damn, at least he got financial recovery going on. That was a good video, bro. Hey, man, that just goes to show you, chat. Just be careful, bro. You know what I'm saying? Niggas get lost up in the sauce, end up buying fucking everything. And then, like, they don't even know how much bread they got left. And then you end up like some of them niggas. That's actually ridiculous, bro. Especially the Storch dude who spent, like, what did he say? Like 70-some million? And, like, that's crazy, bro. Oh, that's crazy. Good video though. Good video. Okay.